Hi, my name is Barry. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm a retired electrician after 40 years, and I took up quilting as a hobby in retirement. And here we are. We're doing the last part. We're going to stitch together our cowboy boot. Now, as a lot of you rightfully pointed out, on the last, when I was cutting this out, I missed a stitch and flip right here, but I also missed one right here. So that was me trying to hurry up and get done, and I missed that one. So in the description below, I'm going to put all the cuts, and I'm going to add this one here that I missed on the last one. But yeah, this is what it looked like before. I like this. Actually, I'm thinking, I wondered if we could do a little stitch and flip right there, just a little one there. That might look good. But anyways, this is the way the pattern is. We're going to do this today. So the first thing they tell you to do is to mark all your stitch and flips to the back side. We want to put a diagonal line across them. So let me get a little ruler here, and we will do that to all of our stitch and flips. And I also want to try to make sure I'm doing this sort of, not really on this one, a fussy cut. I want to just make sure we got a line on the back side. Now what we're going to do is sew right on this line. These are pretty fun to do. And they're a lot, in my opinion, they're one of the easiest things, you know, whether you do half square triangles or not, because you're stitching right on the line. There's no guesswork on it. Just stitch on the line. Let me get all these done. We're going to do this. I've got an email. It's barryquilts@gmail.com. When you get yours done, send me a photo. We're going to add it to our list here. It's just, I think everybody likes to see what everybody else is doing. So get your photos to me as soon as you can, and we will post them on here, so everybody else can see. I'm going to try this one this way. See if it makes a difference. Now, like I said, on this pattern, everything will be linked down below in the description. But on this pattern, it is... what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, this is one block out of several blocks. So we're just making the one block. All right, now what I'm going to do is we're going to put these right like this, and right like that. And I'm going to sew these. These are right sides facing together. And I've got these right down in the corner here, right down in the corner there. This one's going to be right in the corner there. And make sure that they're heading the right way, because what you're going to do, oops. What you're going to do is when you sew on the line, we're going to trim this back, and this is going to flip to their side. So let's do one here. Let's do this one right here, and I'll show you. Here, I'm going to move this out of the way so we can take a gander. So I'm going to get this right in the corner here. And I'm going to sew from this corner right down to this corner, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've sewn right there. Now I'll put this 1/4 inch right on that line there. I'm going to cut on the back side 1/4 inch. And then when this flips open, this is going to complete the block. We'll just finger press that for right now. But that'll press open. And we're going to just continue doing this for all the other blocks here. So give me a second, I'll do these. All right, here's our next one. Like I said, you want a 1/4 inch. I usually put my ruler right on the 1/4 inch line here on the side we're going to cut. We're trimming up. That way, there's our line, and I cut on this side of it 1/4 inch. And that way, when you flip it over, that should be right in line, if you do it right. One more here. You don't have to be exactly 1/4 inch, but try to. The key thing is to sew on the line. So yeah, we'll press that open. I'm just going to do all these stitch and flips real fast. All right, let's see if we did all these the correct way. That one there, that one goes there, there. I'm liking it so far. There. All right. So now I'm going to square these up and press them, and I will be right back as soon as I get these all pressed open. Okay, I got these all cut. Now, the couple of these I'm going to just trim up just a hair. Not too much, just trying to even them up just a little bit. That one's good. Let's see, this one here. I want to just to keep them all straight in a line. There. Now that we've done that, now let's start piecing this all together. Whoop, gotta go the right way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this one first, because it's so small. And we're just going to lay this right over on top, right sides together. We'll sew this. Okay, now that we got this one, I don't think it matters which direction you press this one. Really don't. And then we're going to add this one right here. I'm liking it. So there's that. Now we're going to take this side here and we are going to put them right sides together. Now the key on this one here is to make sure that these two right here are pretty well matched. That's the key to this one. Let's see. That wasn't too bad. I could have did better, but we'll say it's good to go right now. Now we're going to sew these two together here. So we'll just right sides these together. Do you like how I'm doing that? We'll just right sides these together. All right. So what I did was I connected these to this little strip first. Then I connected this piece to this piece. And like I said, the key point here is to try to make sure that these two matched. They're close enough. Then I took these two pieces and sewed them together. Now I'm going to take these. Am I? Why is that not coming out right? That's about a little bit of let's measure this. This was supposed to have been 5.5, and it really wasn't. It's more like 5.25. See, here's what happens when you do this and you don't measure correctly. This was supposed to be 5, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 5.5. Let me double check my measurement. On the boot base, 5.5. And so when we measure this, it comes up to be 5 3/4. So that's not going to work. So we're going to have to take one of these apart. And so I already sewed this together, so I'm going to take this side apart. This is a course in fixing stuff, which I'm getting to be an expert at, fixing stuff. All right. So now that we got that out, let's do a repair here. You don't see this on any other place. All right. So we got this. We're going to put this at 5 1/2. That's what we want. 5 1/2. Yeah, we're a good 1/4 of an inch too big. Okay, now that we trimmed that up, now what do we got to do to make this work? We are going to have to we want to go this way. We want to go this way. Yeah, and we'll put this right on the line together. How's that going to look? We're going to make it work. We are going to make it work. We're going to make it work, and we're going to trim it up, and we're going to make it work. It's not going to be perfect. Whew, you know what? I'm going to reboot. I'm going to reboot. Here I sewed it on the wrong way. I sewed it on the wrong way. But you know what? We're going to make this work. So here's what we're going to do. Before we cut anything, what do we know? We know this is now the correct size. We know this is the correct size this way and this way. We know it's the correct size. The only thing is we've cut off this little corner. So I've got another piece of fabric here. I'm going to make me another corner. We'll make it 1.5 inches. And we're going to do our line. Hope you can see that. We're going to do our line. So we're going to treat this just like we did if this was a brand new piece. We're going to line this corner up here and this corner up here. That's the only way we could do it. We're on the right sides together. We've got this corner lined up here and that corner lined up there. Let me sew it. It don't matter what's on the back side. That makes no difference. All right, now we cut this just like it was nothing never done before. So that when we flip it, we will be pretty close. And I'm not editing this out. This is this is me. I am gonna, now we're not even gonna trim that up. That's fine. So now what do we got? There. Now we'll take these two and we will add these together like this. All right, let's take a gander. You're gonna look at the same time I do. I think Let me press it. Let me press it first. All right, let's see how we... All right, as much as that didn't look good, I think it turned out good. And now we want to take our, don't get that one confused, our 8.5-inch strips here. And we are going to put these right sides together and sew these down the sides. All right, let's look at these. Now we're going to just press these open. We are almost done. Almost done. Thank goodness. But you know, I think it's important to show that unlike other people, to show you that they don't make mistakes. I make mistakes almost every time I sew. That's why me and Mr. Seam Ripper are such good friends. All right, finish this up with the two 9.5-inch strips, one on the bottom and one on the top. We'll sew them right sides together. All right, after all this fiasco, there we are. I think we can get this to looking pretty good. I guess the moral of the story here is, you know what? You got to do what you got to do to make it right. And the good thing is that's why they have a 1/4-inch allowance. It's an allowance. It allows you to make mistakes and correct it. But I like the looks of this little block. I think I'm going to take this one and turn it into maybe some kind of pot holder. Now the key is if these will both fit. Yeah, see the difference here? This one has a heel on the back of the main boot part. This one didn't. And this one has a stitch and flip up here, and this one didn't. So yeah, there I go. But you know what? It's not worth the hassle for a pot holder that I'm going to make or whatever, something to set hot plates on. All right, for the big announcement that I can't keep a secret, so I'm going to let you know. Our next quilt is going to be an interactive quilt with you. And what I'm going to do is a potato chip block. And I know a lot of you said you don't know what a potato chip block is, but there's these little strips. These are going to be 2.5 by 4.5. And we are going to do a red, white, and blue theme. You send me your block, and there's, I think, 18 strips. So they're going to measure 12.5 by 12.5. And we'll get into that in the next video. But you make your block, you send it to me, and I'm hoping to get at least 35 blocks. We're going to sew them together. I'm going to quilt it, and then I'm going to auction it off on eBay, eBay for charities, and we're going to put 100% of that is going to be, of the proceeds we get from the sale of that quilt, is going to go towards an Alzheimer's organization. And I'm hoping that if this is successful, you know, we'll do one for Alzheimer's Group Foundation in Canada. We'll do one in New Zealand or Australia. We'll do one in the UK, wherever. If we get enough blocks, 100% of the proceeds are going to go to fund that. I thought it would be fun, and we're giving back. So, you know, I know a lot of you, like me, want to donate to charity, but you either don't have the time or the resources to do it. You know, some of these organizations are really strict about what they accept and what they don't accept. So I thought, let's just make the quilt. We'll sell the quilt. And like I said, eBay charities, I don't handle any of the money. eBay takes care of everything. I sort of like that. And 100% of all the proceeds will go to that charity. And I thought we could even do a live watch at the end when the auction ends. We'll set it for like a Sunday night, late at night, you know, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And we can have a watch party to watch it end. I think that'd be fun. So that'll be the next video. I just wanted to let you know that that's what I'm thinking. So this might be a thing, but let's give it a try. And remember, after health, but before wealth or memories. So go out and make some memories, and I will see you later. Bye.